Gather, gather, one and all. It's time for Three Guys Before the Game. Remember Paul Revere? I think that's what when he was riding that horse up there.
Gather, gather.
Three guys are coming. Three guys are coming. Maybe he didn't.
You've been watching Ken Burns' special on the American Revolution.
My wife watched that. She said it was extremely good.
Very good.
I'm only into current things. I don't go back. Very rarely move back.
You don't care about the nation's founding. Okay, go ahead.
Probably should. Three Guys Before the Game brought to us by...
I just went right to the jugular on that, didn't I?
Stunner. Well, based upon what the conversations we've had before we started rolling tape. The thermostat in this room is 65, but the temperature is 106.
Well, you started it.
I know. That's a weekend worth of just kind of things that gnaw at you.
You are of a mood today.
I should take the vest off. Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get a Gomart rewards card. Go to gomart.com for details. Marty's spin continues until the 19th of this month. Got an opportunity to win all kinds of stuff. Plus, it's fun. Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. Now offering catering around the holidays. That's really nice. Three Guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems. Keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. Simply won't take no for an answer. No, no, no. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers.
By the way, by not recording yesterday, you missed biscuits. I was going to go to Tudor's and bring everybody biscuits.
Boy, you made me nervous when you texted me yesterday morning. You go like, "We're going at 10, right?" And I wrote back like immediately, like, "No, don't leave your house. Stay right there." Look at the way he's looking at you, because you're stunned. He was thinking Sunday, right?
Yeah, that ended a while ago.
See, here's what happened.
Here's
what happened. He was gone. He was in Antarctica or the Sahara or somewhere. Forgot football ended.
Well, he did, and then he had scarlet fever, and so he had no idea what day it was or what was happening.
Monkeypox.
Understandable.
I spent some time with the director of athletics at WVU over the weekend, and he says there's, without zero doubt whatsoever in his mind, you're patient zero in getting him sick.
Well, I know he thinks that.
Not the only one.
He took you down too.
Well, I think when you have I'll say in all candor, when you're in a foreign country and a monkey in a diaper sitting on your head, you're asking for trouble.
Discussion can end there. That's right. Boom. That's a definitive statement on the issue. Now we move on.
So how many times have you thought about that was a bad idea that I had a monkey on my head since you had the monkey on your head?
Every time I go visit Dr. Pellegrino, my personal doctor. Do you know what it's like to tell your doctor that? Like,
Doc, I also had a monkey. Excuse me? Had a monkey on my head with a diaper on. I bet you that's the first time Dr. Ron has ever heard that one. He's probably heard a lot of things.
He's heard a lot. Yeah, Dr. Ron has.
He's one of the great West Virginians. He's up there from the Northern Panhandle.
He's awesome.
Tremendous.
Yeah, Dr. Ron. Good dude. All right. On our program, we got stuff to get into. West Virginia's basketball team drops one to Wake Forest. We'll get into all of that and what it means. We record Monday. That means tomorrow, West Virginia will entertain Little Rock. Did you start prep yet on Little Rock?
Yeah, I've got some.
Did not know who their head coach was until this morning.
How about that? The guy's been around.
Darryl Walker.
Yeah, won a world's championships with the Chicago Bulls in his final season in the NBA.
Has coached. This is the only place he hasn't coached.
He's been around. Loves the game. Certainly been around. But put that into context. This means two of the last three teams that the Mountaineer men's basketball team has played, coach has been an NBA player.
10 years.
Now, you wouldn't know that with Larry Stewart because he wasn't around long.
Didn't get a look at him.
Did not really get to couldn't
really
ID
didn't get to know him,
it's
just like
couldn't ID him. But
a personal checklist for me too. This will be the second coach of an opponent the Mountaineers have played that I'll be able to tell I had a lot of his basketball cards growing up.
Yeah,
had a lot of Reggie Theus cards.
Yeah,
Bethune-Cookman last year, and then a lot of Darryl Walker cards.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow night. We'll get into that. What a wild weekend. I'm just going to jump right over to the high school football stuff.
Oh my gosh!
You can't make those. Those are like Disney movie endings.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you can possibly see another one like that. 3 of the 4 games came down to the final play.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Great high level drama. Tremendous, just talent and performers, and then now even news coming out of that Maddox Twig, the talented sophomore quarterback from Morgantown High, was just elite.
Oh, my gosh.
315 of the 316 total yards for the Mohegans he had, led them in tackles on the defensive side. So what a historic win for Morgantown High. Twig was a star among a bunch of stars for them, and today was offered a scholarship from Rich Rodriguez and company.
Yeah, a couple
Over here at the college?
He was.
Yeah.
A couple things about that is Dave Wilson does the play-by-play of Morgantown locally, and he says everybody now saw what he saw all season, and Brad, a chance for him to be on statewide display, and he did not disappoint. He had an incredible game, and good PR move by West Virginia, along with an athletic move to go
ride
in
the wave. Ride
go
the
in
wave.
and say, hey, get the guy.
Now, in all due respect, he did have a statewide stage in the opening game of the year when Metro News TV also televised his opening game, and he went about 80 yards in a zigzag fashion for a touchdown.
He's fun to watch.
He announced himself on the statewide stage in that moment. Yeah, he's one of the good ones. There's a great crop of sophomore quarterbacks in this state, and a bunch of them were on display Saturday. There's a handful of them. Twig might be at the very top of that class.
Taking nothing away from any of the teams, but Frankfurt, we talked to Coach
Whiteman.
We talked to him Saturday morning before they left the motel. Saw him, and he had one in his pocket there for that last play that they scored on, and had been working on it for 2 weeks. And I went back and watched it like 8 times. You talk about perfect execution. Wow.
So that was one of the games I had. It was, and I talked to Kevin yesterday for a little bit after the game and said to him, man, I said it on the air, then I said it to him just personally, just the intestinal fortitude to call that play right then. And he told me they had run it about as poorly as you can run it for the week leading into the game.
Wow.
He said, ran it so bad, I told the coaches it's out. Get it out of the playbook. We're not running it. So they had it in for 2 weeks as a direct snap. They moved it to the pass in the week leading into that game. So that was a new wrinkle onto a play that was already there. And so intestinal fortitude to call it, and then the direct snap to Braden Tyler, who was their talented running back, one of a few they have. The fact that in that moment, 2 things happened. In that moment, they had to sell the fake. 2 people had to sell that it was a run and that you were just going to set up maybe a long field goal attempt to try and win the game. Tyler tucks it. Like, if you go back and watch the replay, tucks it as if he's running, and then we had a great camera angle. Our crew did a great job on it from behind, looking down the field, and the receiver, Nestor, goes out like he's going to block. And again, in that moment, and you're 15, 17 years old, and you've got to stay in character and fake the block before you release to lead to a wide open ball over the top, touchdown to win the world championship.
And catch the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball, all those things.
Just awesome.
Did
all
you
the way
have
around.
Did you have any surprise visitors in the booth?
Saw President Benson came up to say hello during that game. In fact, during the Frankfurt game.
Big 3 guys listening.
Well, he was listening, and while we're here, we might as well talk about this before we get into the games. He did confirm.
Huh?
He did confirm, as first reported on this podcast last week.
What, policy at Stewart Hall or something?
No.
Enrollment issue?
No.
Or what?
Task Force Committee?
No. The new pronunciation of Marriott.
It's Marriott.
President Benson, whose grandfather was friends with J.W. Marriott, confirmed that it's Marriott.
So the president told you his grandfather knew
a personal friend
knew J.W. Marriott, and he says it's Marriott. It's not Marriott.
Marriott. And to the president's credit, when he was saying it, I was listening intently.
Yeah,
Marriott.
how do you say it?
They said Marriott.
Marriott.
Marriott out. Marriott in.
Speaking of
Confirmed
Marriott,
by President Benson.
So anyway, it was great to see downtown representing at the high school state championships. Glad he came up to say hello.
Speaking of Marriott, we had a fun time Friday night at the event at the Marriott in Charleston. The Golden Blue Enterprises let us come in there and host a night to talk football recruiting. We had Rich Rodriguez, we had Zach Alley, we had Travis Trickett, we had Chuck Lilly, the general manager, among others, and we broke down the class. I think we're close to 50 names now.
Wow.
Close to 50. And we did 17 videos of the players that they, wanted to chat about. And Rich could not have been in better form.
He was on fire.
He was funny as hell.
A-plus performance.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. And remember, like I told you, like you could get a feel before the class that they had 5 cards up their sleeve, and then they just started laying them down. Well, guess what? I think they put about 15 more cards up their sleeve here for this transfer portal.
Oh, really? For the January? Is it January?
February.
When is it?
It's February.
No, early January, I think it opens.
Well, I'm saying when they sign them,
Yeah.
right? When they sign them, it'll be coming up here in the next.
They also confirmed. A lot of times you'll hear hey, they were really excited about their client. They really like their guy.
Yeah.
They really like their guys. There isn't any behind the scenes you need on that.
Right.
They really like this class thing. Tony's right. Went through some videos. They feel like they got some guys.
Yeah, well,
Got some guys, and that are gonna play right now. Like not guys you're gonna project down the road. There's a few of those, of course.
But
there's some guys right now.
It looks like they do.
Get in there.
It looks like they do. I mean, their ranking has been the lowest ranking I've seen is 30. The highest ranking I've seen is like 27, 25. So yeah, they should be happy.
Portal opens January 2 for a 15-day window to the 16th, but it sounds as though, in the way this thing is working now, they already have conversations going. They know what they're going to get, and from what I understand, it's going to make people once again around the country go like, "Whoa!"
By the way, I have a obvious observation about that when we get to it.
All right, we might as well get going here then.
Okay,
might as well get going
about the game as well, about the Saturday game.
Yeah, a lot to get into that. We got a lot to get into.
He's got thoughts that sound brand new, but they're things we already knew.
There he is.
Bomb ready, heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his
No medals on that picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby.
Let's start with the basketball game Saturday against Wake Forest. Very disappointing because the one game in Charleston, guys, you had the crowd there. Maybe for some of those people, one of the few times, Brad, they'll get to see the team, and just it was not a good performance for a couple reasons. One is, Brad, I listened to you guys, listened to the whole game, and Brad, you said one of the keys was protecting the basketball. And I know you said
it was the number one key.
And you'll have some stats on this, but they turned the ball over way, way too many times. And what happened after you turned the ball over?
We will get to that in spreads on stats, and it was you can stop. You can stop your obvious observations. We can stop the recap. We can stop spreads on stats. That was the game.
And I'll let you give stats on that, but I mean that thing stood out like a sore thumb.
Yep.
Started out terrible shooting. I mean 0 of 11 from 3-point range, and then they got a little bit hot at the start of the second half. But one of the things, and again I'll defer to you guys on this. There's inconsistent scoring here. Right? I mean, they'll go through periods where like, Huff is hot or Moore is hot. But then Saturday, nobody else stepped up. I mean, Eagle staff didn't score and you didn't get points from other guys. So I thought it was really inconsistent offensively for West Virginia. The other thing is, Tony, you said during the broadcast, Juke Harris was as advertised. And then as the game went on in the second half, you said he's better than advertised.
Yeah, he had a game.
He was good.
He had a game. He's an NBA, pick. Probably second round, but Juke Harris had a game. He was the best player on the court. But the halftime to be tied at 34 and then to lose the way you did, I just thought it was wildly disappointing. And at some point, you got to the free throw line, but still. So at some point in these games where it's really, the odds makers say it's basically a pick 'em, at some point you want to start winning some of these games. So I thought it was once again an opportunity that slipped away. But I'll let you guys talk more about that. The ball game coming up this week. With Little Rock, we talked about that, and I got nothing for you except they've lost the last X number of games. Obviously, they're struggling. Brad will have more on that. Darrell Walker, interesting story, 10 years in the NBA. He's coached a lot of different places, and now he's coming to Morgantown. I searched desperately for a West Virginia angle on Little Rock and could not find one. So let me go to recruiting. Tony, you said something the other day when we talked about recruiting that interested me, because we're talking about getting recruits from all over, and you said, hey, the currency's good in any state.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah,
it spends.
Works. Yeah. And so I thought, well, let's look here. So I went through all these recruits. West Virginia's recruits come from 27 different states and one other continent, Australia. If you look at the miles between Morgantown and the states where they came from, not the hometown, but the states.
Right.
25,000 miles. It's one way to look at the recruiting, which is now national. 25,000 miles.
Sounds like a Mountaineer football Big 12 road trip.
It does. I mean, they got a player from Oregon. They got a player from Alaska.
Player of the year out of Oregon, by the way.
They got a player from 3 players from Louisiana, 2 players from Oklahoma. California, player from California, player from Minnesota. And I thought, wow, 27 states. I went back to Rich Rodriguez's 2001 roster, looked at the entire roster, and it represented 18 states. So the recruiting class, Brad, for this year, this is before the transfers, the recruiting class for this year represents players from 27 states. The entire roster from Rich's first year represented 18 states.
+9.
What's that?
+9.
+9.
Right? 27, 18, +9. You're up 9. You added 9 states.
Oh, you added 9
Rich's
states.
first time.
So you added, 9 of 8. So you're up 50% in number of states represented in the recruiting.
You say how many total? 28?
27. 25,000 miles.
Well, guess
Morgantown to those locations.
Guess what?
What?
Jan Dills has clients in 23 more of those states because she has clients in all 50 states. That recruit came in from Alaska. They do business there. Adrian Morrell, a few years back, Hawaii, right? Jan Dills attorneys at law, they won't take no for an answer.
And in 2001, most of your players, the plurality was from West Virginia, followed by, you can figure it out, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. Now you got players from all over.
Well, I understand your point, and you're correct that this is leaving regionality. And the reason that it's leaving regionality is because it's a different composition than it used to be. It used to be an amateur sport. Now it's a professional sport. It's no different than any professional team building its roster together. Like the Chicago Bulls don't say, hey, we need to get players from the Midwest. They'll take players from anywhere. Same thing's happening here. In all seriousness, no joking aside. Like money spends. Like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. It's the same in Oregon as it is in Pennsylvania. So like you're going to start to see that. They're going to identify talent. They're going to make their pitch. And so you're going to get more and more kids that aren't going to be from around here. They'd love to have them from around here. It makes it easier, but not necessarily.
I just thought that was a quantifying of how recruiting with rev share and NIL has changed.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, though, they got 2 dudes from Pennsylvania.
They
didn't go far for a couple dudes. Kevin Brown and Sieg. You know what jumped out to me? One of the things Friday night and talking to them, and Rich said, well, I'll go back to, he sat in this chair this summer and said he was going to play. He was comfortable winning with 5 quarterbacks.
Right.
And we all went, what are you talking about? And even after the year, I said, Tim, you're full of it. You're not going to play 5 quarterbacks. And he never wavered, did he? And guess what they did? Now, some of it was necessity, but I think they were playing 5 quarterbacks whether those guys got hurt or not. So he was up front. And he has not wavered. The next thing he hasn't wavered from, and it goes back into the fall, is these two-way players, right? And you saw it dribbled out there with Curtis Jones this year. And again, some of that's probably necessity-based. But he continues to talk Sieg. That wasn't just a recruiting line to get him here, kid that's talented, really good on both sides of the ball. He said, he's going to start at safety for us. I mean, you put him out, start on that side of the ball, and get him acclimated there. He goes, but we're going to put him in the slot, and there's going to be a quarterback package for him, right? Wow. He's planning on using the guy, and said, what did I give him there at that thing? I said over under dual threat players next year for you. I think I said 4.5. I put the number I thought was high.
Went way over.
And he looked at me like I was crazy.
Really?
He goes way over.
7 or 8.
He said 7.5, and I'd go over. So I just find that interesting that is, again, if you parse through all the things that he says, he is not wavering from that. He started in the fall saying we're going to get more guys, and with roster spots the way they are, we're looking for guys that can go on both sides of the ball, and he continued that Friday, Tony.
You know, the reality of it is walk-ons are gone.
Yeah.
Walk-ons are no longer available. 105 people on the roster.
Well, because he expanded scholarships.
Understood.
But it's also, too, guys, and he mentioned this a little bit, I do think the Travis Hunter thing did maybe open some eyes that it's possible. And you do have to worry about the injury side of things. Sure. Like, not everybody can do this. It is, as we know, such a physical game, and you saw the injuries with West Virginia. But as he points out, so many of these guys are playing both ways anyway, and they are talented on either side of the ball. We saw Utah do it this year with, 3 different guys that they had playing a receiver and defensive back. So this isn't like like we just saw in the high school championships where the bulk of both teams are playing both ways. But if you can mix 2 or 3 guys in that play significant snaps and they can help you, and a tight end can help you as a fill-in pass rusher, or Sieg can help you as becomes a starting safety but can also come in and run the ball a couple times out of the slot or catch a couple or run or throw it at quarterback. I like that. It's just an interesting new development, I think, in college football that's headed in that direction.
Get the best players on the field.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get the best players on the field.
Does that conclude your observations?
Yeah, I was going to vent some about Notre Dame, but I'm not going to.
I was going to bring that up next. I thought it was a beautiful day. And this is not taking a shot at Notre Dame that they didn't get in. Just because there was so much unhappiness and craziness. No, I'm being serious. I think we need to have this happen so that it just continues to get people so upset by it that you come back and recreate a new system.
Boy, do they need to recreate.
So I think my point is these things happening, the ACC getting left out, these things help lead to change to try to get this thing more of some form of
they didn't because Miami got in. So.
I understand.
Who wasn't even one of the 2 teams that played for the conference title, and they get in. Also, you know what needs to be left out, guys, and I get it. We're in the entertainment business, too. I completely understand it. But, man, ESPN has absolutely just what a debacle they've created on this TV show. What are they doing? And they're putting college football leaders in a bad spot. Being the chair of that committee and having to go out and come up with the word salad and the gymnastics that you have to do to try and explain what you're doing for nothing that appears more than entertainment value. Like, what were we doing then with Notre Dame up there the whole time? Hey, we're going to rope-a-dope with you with Notre Dame. And people are screaming about how can it not be Miami? And they're screaming it's not Miami. And they're screaming it's not Miami. And then it's Miami at the last minute. And, oh, by the way, where did BYU go? Where did BYU go from a Big 12%? They were in on the final show. You're not supposed to be affected by a conference championship game. And, oh, by the way, if you play in the SEC, you're not affected by the conference championship game. Alabama gets absolutely smoked, greased, embarrassed. They still get in. But BYU gets beat, only losses to Texas Tech, a team that gets a bye, and they were 12. They were 12. Why did they fall out? Where did they go? How did BYU not get in? And I don't need the text coming because I've read all the stuff and I've listened to all the stuff too. I get what they're saying. But the whole thing has become, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't even follow it. I don't turn the thing on. It's a clown show. It is pro wrestling, man.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Which is fine. Say it's pro wrestling. Say that the shows leading into it. I mean, what are we spending hours upon hours? And again, it's like us just doing talk radio all night. Okay, you got to have stuff to talk about. I get that. I understand that. I don't know that you have to have that show when you do, but it drives what we're doing right now, the discussion. But man, I would be hot if I were a bunch of schools that were hung up in this just bizarre mess. What are the rules? When does it matter? Why does it say in the bylaws that important players and coaches can affect if a team gets in or not or where they're seated, but then Lane Kiffin leaves, the head coach and the primary offensive mind of that team, and it's not affected. It didn't affect them. If I'm Florida State today, I lose my ever-loving mind again that you got left out because your quarterback got hurt. If Patrick Mahomes gets dinged before the Super Bowl last year, do you play the Super Bowl? Do you play the playoffs? I mean, it just is, you want to be professional, but then you continue to act like this, and you're not professional. It's a bizarre... Just bizarre.
There's so many things.
Bizarre setup. And oh, by the way, Hoppy, when the playoffs start, I'll be right there watching every playoff game and be giddy.
Well, it's just we all get pulled along, but there's so many things wrong with the current system, right? I mean, there's so many things wrong with it. And the more you expand the teams, the more it's still going to be controversy. I mean, there's a controversy in basketball when you have 68 teams. Oh, the 69th team didn't get in. I mean,
you don't need to say that on this show.
Why?
You don't need to point out there was controversy in the basketball selection process.
I was thinking about, I actually thought about this a lot yesterday and this morning. And the biggest thing is I guess I'm old school. I am a huge fan of the Bulls, a gigantic fan of the Bulls. And it just seems like year after year, they get diminished. And I think that's tragic for a couple reasons. One is the Bulls themselves are a big deal for their communities. And the complaint before you had a national championship playoff, the complaint was, well, you don't know who the national champion is. How can you have a sport and not determine a national championship? I understand that argument. But the argument for the bowl system was always that you can have a pretty good year and go to a bowl and be the champion of the bowl. And I don't recall, Brad, we've been to 1 million bowls and we've covered 1 million bowls. I don't recall any team winning a bowl game going, well, doesn't matter. We're not going to put the trophy up in the trophy room. I mean, those are important. I think they're important to teams. And the fact that it was different, it is different to me, was a great appeal. And the fact you had this mythical national championship, I didn't care. Let them argue about it. I like the fact that teams could have a good year and be champions of bowls. The fact that it was different, to me, was the appeal.
Talk about the change in attitude toward bowls. We've got a pair of Big 12 teams that are each going to send a check of $500,000 to the Big 12 headquarters because they said, hey, thanks, but no thanks. We're not going to a bowl game.
And Notre Dame,
Iowa State, Kansas State, Notre Dame flipped their middle finger off as well. Said, don't care. You think the bowl system's changed? 1,000% it's changed. Because all of the focus has gone to the CFP and everything else has become diminished.
We're not in the playoffs.
But also the second part of that, 2 of those 3 have new coaches. And we've done the games. We've seen how difficult that can be for teams that are going in there with a new coach or no coach and an interim coach, and those people have lives to get on with too that have been released from their staff. So you see what those schools are saying. They're just like, well, no, we got to get on with the portal. And prepare for a game. Your portal recruiting's behind. So it's the thing is jacked up in a lot of ways. Last thing on this. Does Notre Dame immediately end its scheduling alliance with the ACC? Openly lobbying for Miami, the ACC was. The ACC network playing on almost a loop the Miami Notre Dame game head-to-head. I mean, if I'm Notre Dame, you got a lot of people to be mad at today. For Notre Dame, I get it. I think Commissioner Phillips might be getting a phone call there. Like, what are you doing here?
Like I said, eat yourselves up.
They're not in the league. They're not a football member of the league.
But they are in every other sport. And
every other sport.
And they schedule 5 ACC teams a year.
They also
Who needs the 5 scheduled ACC football games there? Notre Dame does not. That's a favor to that ACC league to help them.
And Notre Dame's schedule.
That's a tough move by what the ACC just did PR-wise.
They lost to Miami. They lost to Texas A&M. Then they did reel off 10 wins. They did beat USC. That was a light schedule after those first 2 games. That was a light schedule. And then Notre Dame goes, well, we're just not going to go.
Commotion, craziness, love it.
Well, that was something we already knew. Obvious thoughts from Hoppy's point of view.
Yep.
This segment has been brought to us by Blistex. The lip balm in the blue can.
Woo!
Lips, smooth talk, that's the plan.
There he is. Love it. 3 guys before the game. Don't forget, Go-Mart right now. Get the app, put it on your phone, get the card, go into the store, hit the QR code, Marty's Merry Spin. Sweet treats, awesome prizes, $1,000 gift card, $500 shopping spree, just a bunch of other stuff. Free candy, Snickers, Starburst, a big bag of Skittles. Check it out at Go-Mart. 3 guys also brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. As the holidays come and you need to get some food fast, people coming in, breakfast, maybe a little brunch, they'll cater. I mean, look at that. Yeah.
That's a live shot.
They got their own box.
Live shot.
They got their own catering box. So just call Tudor's up and say, hey, this is how many we're feeding. Please, can you take care of us? And Tudor's will answer. They will answer the call. Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. And I continue to say, if you're in a business and you want to call Tudor's, you need to have a really good phone system. Right?
Yeah, nice segue.
Comax Business Systems offering the most cutting-edge phone systems for your business. A lot of people have sticky keys. I mean, it's an industry here. Right, Brad? I mean, you know that. No one likes to hit a sticky key. Brand new phone systems, the highest level of technology available at Comax Business Systems. If it's that time for you, you've been delaying, now's a wonderful time. I'll tell you what, it's December, right? So why don't you buy it before the end of the year? So that's a straight tax. That's a straight tax write-off.
Is it?
Hell yeah. It's a business expense when you buy a new phone system, isn't it?
I'm not giving tax advice.
You shouldn't be giving tax advice either. Call Conley CPA for that.
As a registered accountant, as a registered accountant,
I mean, he's beautiful.
I say there's a
Kills
big
the
tax.
whole industry. Now he's just on here
You're gonna
like
be
speaking as if he knows
liable.
what he's talking about.
Exactly.
I think he's right on that, but
Yes, I am right on it.
It's neither here nor there.
Yes, I am right. So when the time comes for a new business phone system,
Hold on, before you
contacts.
play the music, I got to tell Hoppy 2 things.
Yes.
That Tudors thing.
Yeah.
Showed up at the ballpark Saturday morning. That was sitting
Excuse
there.
me?
Yeah.
Really?
Just a big catering box. Like, that's a nice way to do it.
That is.
Now, we've been
yeah.
talking about a long time. You got a football tailgate or tailgate, you just get that big box of biscuits.
And everybody's happy. Get that?
And that's how the day started. 8:30 in the
Well, let
morning.
me
They're
ask you
showing
this.
up for the game. Just a big box of, look at those big box of biscuits.
Who
right
bought
there.
them?
Yeah.
Who, was it Metro News that bought it for the TV crew?
It was. Larry Post showed up.
Really?
Just showed up, dropped those off.
Good
Look at
job.
that.
Oh, well done.
There's a lot of.
And Brad was at the stadium.
Was Larry wearing his cufflinks when he dropped those
Was
off?
not.
No, didn't have the cufflinks.
I
Saturday.
texted Brad at like 8 o'clock Saturday morning. He was already at the stadium.
Well, why wouldn't he be? It's game day.
Hello, prep. Plus, I would have been earlier if I'd known those are waiting. That was one. Then after the game, made my stop on my way out of Charleston. I had to drive separately because it got down there early. Drove separately, made the stop at the Elkview Go-Mart, of course.
You had the girls with you.
Wonderful, wonderful experience.
Oh,
Yeah, we all
really?
went in. We had to get
That was
treats.
late Saturday night. You were dragging.
Might as well have done a live 3 guys in the Go-Mart. There had to be 25 listeners in there. They were awesome. We had a great talk. Asked if we were there to get some M&Ms. Said not, but I have some in my car. Didn't believe me. Went out to the car, showed him a big bag of M&Ms. Bought
Yeah.
all kinds of other treats. And as
Yeah.
we're checking out, one of our listeners said, "Good job coming in today's triple point Saturday."
Oh, my gosh.
Said very good. That's
So you had
excellent.
an impromptu three
Impromptu
guys.
3 guys without you two, unfortunately, but just had to
Well done.
packed
We were standing
in the Elf and great customer
What time?
service
What
there.
time was it?
I don't know, whatever it was, 10:30.
Saturday during the national anthem. They
Yeah.
said, "Please stand for the national anthem." So Brad and I stand up. Flag's over there. So we're standing, and I'm looking into the end zone. The flag's over there. The guy in the stands. All you could see on the back, big 3 guys T-shirt. 3 guys.
That Elkview continues to be underrated. It's an easy on, easy off. I actually hit it twice as I
The
usually
Go-Mart
do.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't get any easier.
Topped off the gas on Friday, so I was ahead of the game. Circled back Saturday for treats
Yeah.
before we hit the road.
Yeah, well, that's easy.
Perfect stop.
Easy in.
Very easy.
What'd you
Easy
get?
in, easy off.
What'd you get? Some kind of quorky little.
Yeah, well, there was some. They just made some
Stupid
chips and some
candies.
chocolates, and
Yeah. Yeah, those kids like those razzle dazzles.
wasn't a lot of napping on the way home.
sour stuff. They love that
Well,
sour
Wanna
stuff.
try?
great shout out to the Elkview Go-Mart folks. They were wonderful.
Good job.
And to Tudor's Catering.
Excellent. Wow, you had a whole 3 guys. thing.
Great to see those people.
Do it.
They were awesome.
Okay, here comes Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They provide so much value beyond the numbers, so much more than just regular accounting. They can off-site do the accounting for your business. They do it remotely, which is really, really nice. And as we said oftentimes, they serve as your guide. They'll walk you through what's the best way to handle your day-to-day business decisions so that you have more on your bottom line. Visit Conley's CPA Group. Good dudes and gals. All right, let's jump in.
Let's do a quick Wake wrap-up first. Let's dive into these numbers. We mentioned it on the show last week. Wake, 98th percentile in creating live ball turnovers. So we said it there, and Hoppy, right, we said it on the broadcast. It was the number one key. You've got to limit the turnovers, and you just couldn't do it. West Virginia struggled in that area right from the start. Hoppy, you mentioned the 17 total led to a points off turnover advantage for Wake that was just too much to overcome. 25-14, so minus 11. 1/3 of Wake's points came via those points off turnovers.
Oh my
and
gosh.
That's an area that West Virginia normally wins. You definitely can't lose it by 11. But here's the number that really jumped out to me in the postgame look back at it. 13 of those 17 were the dreaded live ball turnover variety. And Ross said in the pregame interview, if we're going to have turnovers, throw that sucker into the third row. Do not give up the live balls. Well, we did. Wake was elite not only in getting them, but converting them to points. How about this, guys? Nearly 2 points per possession off those 13 live ball turnovers. So think about that. Very nearly a basket every time you created a turnover. So sometimes you get turnovers and escape and you know they're bad and you want to limit turnovers, but okay, you can survive. This was almost literally, we're going to turn it over, and by the way, you don't even need to go to the other end, just put 2 more points up on the scoreboard. So that right there, I'll give you a couple more numbers. That right there was the difference in the game, and it was if you were watching or listening to us, it was the hard hedge where the second defender jumps out at the ball carrier, and now there's a trap out front. West Virginia really struggled with that. There was also some blitzing in the post. They would come and double team, and it was really aggressive. And we had talked about their length and their athleticism, and it was something West Virginia prepared for. It wasn't like this was a surprise, and the ball handlers were out front that were like, oh, my God, what are they doing? We haven't seen this. They worked on it. West Virginia worked on it, talked about it, game planned for it. You just couldn't execute it when the moment came. They were better defensively in that situation than you were at controlling the pass.
100%. And the lesson hopefully has been learned, because guess what? Iowa State will defend better. Houston will defend better. A bunch of teams in the league will defend better than Wake Forest. They will get up in you. West Virginia has got to get a lot tougher with the ball. Got to get a lot tougher, and it's an eye-opening experience, I would think, for a lot of those guys.
The second area we identified was the offensive rebounding part of things, and it started with West Virginia defensively, who going into the game was number 1 in the nation with defensive reboundings. We said you gotta limit Wake's second chance opportunities. So coming into the game, Wake got 20% of its points from second chances. West Virginia held them below that average, just 10 second chance points, 13% of their total. But in a game when you were trying to climb back into it and claw back in the second half especially, how important were a couple of those offensive rebounds for Wake in the second half really prevented you from grabbing it and getting a chance to go and cut into that lead. So it wasn't so much the total amount, but they did probably get more than you wanted to. On the flip side of that equation, we did identify and say, hey, you're going to have a chance against Wake most likely to get some offensive rebounds yourself. West Virginia hadn't been great in that area, but this looked like a matchup where you could do it. And man, did they. Most offensive rebounds in a game since 2022. West Virginia absolutely pounded the glass. There were a couple possessions when they got 3 and 4 cracks at it. West Virginia grabbed nearly 60% of their available offensive rebounds. Of their missed shots, they went and got 60% of those as offensive rebounds. That's a percentage that was in the 99th percentile. By far the best performance all year.
Interrupt question.
Yes.
Is that because so many missed threes and long rebounds?
No, well, there were some of those, but it's also just a flaw with Wake Forest. They want to get out and go, so they sometimes, when the shot goes up, a couple of their guys start leaking out. West Virginia knew this would be a point of advantage and made a concerted effort to attack that glass and go get it. And yes, there were some missed shots, so that allows the raw number to be up. But that's why you use those percentages, right? So it doesn't matter what the raw number was so much when you're comparing the percentages. It ends up still being the best game. But here's the one part of that. In a game where you needed to find a big advantage somewhere because you weren't making threes, you weren't winning points off turnovers, that was your point of differentiation. That's where you had to expose and destroy them, and you just couldn't. You got 15 points off the 19 offensive rebounds or 20 offensive rebounds, whatever that number finished. So that's one where you would have liked, can you get 1.5 points per possession? Could you had a really elite game and finished some of those putbacks and got 2 points off of it? You didn't, so you didn't get a big enough advantage to overcome some of the other flaws. So that was disappointing, but a great job on the offensive glass overall. West Virginia, Hoppy, as you mentioned, struggled to shoot it from distance. 22% from 3, a season low. And here's the part that stings the most. You had a bunch of open looks that you just couldn't get to drop. I'm going to get those numbers here in just a second for you. And that was the thing about the Wake defense that you'll go back and probably kept Ross awake at night. If you could have just made the first pass out of the trap, Hoppy, then you have a numbers advantage. Then you can attack the rim. You can get to the paint and kick and get even more open shots. That offense, the defense was there for the taking from Wake. That's a feast or famine defense that if you avoid that trap out at midcourt, now you're cooking, and you just couldn't do it enough. West Virginia had 7 unguarded catch-and-shoot jumpers.
0
points off those shots.
Yeah.
Wow. Even with all your turnovers, when you broke the crust there, you had those open looks and you just couldn't get them to fall. On the flip side, Juke Harris, who we talked about, he himself got 12 points on unguarded catch and threes, a season high. We mentioned during the broadcast he was 50% from 3 when he was unguarded. He was even better than that. He was outstanding. He got those 12 points on just 4 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math, Hop.
Yeah.
Every time.
And he was
You left him open. You didn't leave him open a lot. I mean, West Virginia did a good job of closing out. Only 4 that were charted as unguarded, but man, he hit a 3 on you every time he was left unguarded.
And when he was out in the first half with those 2 fouls, West Virginia, there was an even game, 34-34. when he was there the whole second half, Tony, he was a difference maker.
What do we often say? What separates NBA players? Right? What do?
Make plays,
make open shots.
They make open
you leave them
shots.
open, they knock it down.
That's why that guy's going to go play.
Yeah.
So here's where credit to Wake. So a couple things are happening that you're going to watch moving forward. Honor had his first game all season with 0 unguarded catch and shoot jump shots.
Wow.
So they were sticking to him,
Yeah.
right? Charted as 0 unguarded catch and shoots. Now, that comes at a cost, and that cost was, what did Chance Moore do?
Yeah.
Chance Moore just attacked the rack, right? Just went to the rim constantly. All 12 of his points came from field goals that were charted at the rim. And then he added 4 free throws to get to 16 points. So if you're gonna chase Honor as much as they did, there's opportunities and availability for others. Chance has been a fairly consistent second scorer when he's been in and he's returned. Now it's a matter of who's the third scorer coming for this group. And again, it can be a different guy, and we've seen that from this West Virginia team, and it probably will be. It will likely be different people each night, but you need to have somebody else step up because the aggressiveness on Honor is just going to continue to ratchet up, and especially as you get to better teams, as you saw with Wake, they had the length and the athleticism to be able to chase him.
That's a real good analysis there. Yeah.
Well, not real bright, but.
And Tony, as you were talking about, I mean, it was loud. And when they had something to cheer about, the crowd was into it.
Fantastic.
And some of those long threes later in the game when West Virginia was trying to get back into it and Huff was shooting the three, they were just waiting. You could tell they were waiting to make a difference.
That first half when West Virginia made its run and Honor switched his shoes into the gold shoes.
Oh, that's right.
And got hot, changed the whole vibe in there and got hot. That was a loud building. A lot of credit to the fans down in that area because that was a superb crowd.
I forgot about the shoe change reference there.
Shoe change.
Yeah.
That was a good pickup on your part.
It was a great pickup.
Mid-half. Don't see that very often, Hop.
Changed shoes, came out and started nailing threes
Good job,
right away.
Don't mess around. First shoes weren't working. Go to backup.
So does he send a student manager in the locker room to get him, or do you think he puts them under the bench?
Well, that's a good question, and I didn't see it. I didn't see the change take place. Just noticed it when he came back out after that timeout. I'll find out and report back.
Okay, we'll talk more about the Mountaineers coming up in Textual Healing.
I was giddy that he changed those, though. Hoppy, I like that. You want to talk about Little Rock?
You were all over that.
You want to say anything, or you want me to just dive into some numbers?
I'll talk.
Go ahead.
Brad, what's up with Little Rock? Stupid podcast.
Struggled so far this season. As Hoppy alluded to, 2-7, they've lost their last 5. Here's the one stat to jump out and keep an eye on. They turn it over a lot. 363rd nationally out of, 367?
Wow.
So a couple teams
that's
worse
not good.
than them. Man, they've had some unbelievable bad injury luck. KK Robinson is a guy that was a really talented player. Came out as the 7th best combo guard in 2020 when he entered college. And he's been at Arkansas Little Rock now a couple of years, or Little Rock as it's now known. Got injured preseason last year, wasn't able to play. Came back and was ready to go this year. Injured again in preseason.
You got 3 Robinsons on the roster.
Well, one of the other ones is unavailable in this game as well. His brother, who's a freshman, won 2 state titles there in Arkansas. He was injured as well, so he's out, unfortunately. So they've
down to 1 Robinson.
They're really going through it. You're going to keep an eye on Jonathan Lawson. Very good. He was all conference last year. He'd been at Memphis and Creighton previously. He's averaging 14 per game. Keep an eye on Toon Gatkick. OVC Defensive Player of the Year last year. Big in the middle, can block some shots and rebound. So you got to keep an eye on him. Also, special shout out to Braxton Bayless, of course, played at Ankeny High School out in the
Iowa.
Suburbs of Des Moines. Yeah,
I've driven by that exit.
Yeah, so he's guard for them, 50% from 3, 10 of 20 on the season.
A weird thing. I mean, the whole conference, we talk about conference affiliation, and we talk about the big 4. It trickles down. And they just left the Sun Belt and joined what's it called? The United Conference, United American Conference, United something conference, which is the old WAC. Okay, think about that for a second.
Wow.
Which is the old Western Athletic Conference. It's now the United Conference. And in there, so they got games with Abilene Christian, Texas, Tarleton State, Texas, Southern Utah, West Georgia, Austin Peay, Eastern Kentucky, Central Arkansas, Utah Tech. So they get blown up, Tony, as well by their regionality gets blown up as well. With this as the conference realignment trickles down.
It's never ending. Just absolutely never ending.
United Athletic United Athletic Conference. It's called United Athletic Conference. Did you know that?
No.
Is that just their football league, though?
Is it?
Yeah, I think they're Ohio Valley for basketball.
Oh man, did I just screw that up?
Yeah, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. We'll replace it when we don't edit the show. Don't worry about
I
it.
stand corrected.
So
Just football only.
big one coming. So get through Little Rock here, get back on track, get some things going, and then we'll preview this on our Thursday episode. But then you're headed to Cleveland next week for an Ohio State team that's again having a good year. Pitt got them. Pitt's having a weird year, aren't they?
You think?
Get absolutely destroyed by West Virginia. Largest margin to defeat in a backyard brawl in the Coliseum earlier this year. And then go out, beat Ohio State, but then turn around, they lost to Quinnipiac or Hofstra. Quinnipiac and Hofstra? Just Hofstra.
No, they got beat by Hofstra yesterday.
Someone else weird beat them. Hofstra beat them yesterday.
Yeah, Quinnipiac.
Yeah, I thought Quinnipiac got them earlier.
Quinnipiac and then Hofstra was this weekend.
Yeah, Hofstra I watched yesterday. Speedy Claxton. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I double checked this. The basketball teams are also moving to the United Athletic Conference.
Are they playing yet?
Starting in July 1, 2026.
Yeah.
So
they're
they're
in
still
the
next year.
OVC this year.
OVC.
Yeah.
So you're half right, half wrong. I just go with it.
Okay.
Not that this is a live show or anything like that, but we talked about this earlier. I might as well go like this. This just came out from ESPN an hour ago. Notre Dame's athletics director, Pete Bavacqua, unloaded on the ACC today in the wake of the snub, saying that the conference that houses almost every Fighting Irish sports team has caused permanent damage to the relationship.
Permanent damage.
Lined up, told the Dan Patrick show that he's got great respect for Miami, Alabama, and all the teams and their cases for inclusion. However, upset how the ACC pushed for Miami over Notre Dame leading up to the selections. He said this.
See?
We were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack their biggest, really, partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. Mm-hmm. They have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame. which,
as first reported.
Which I say, awesome. Because, again, I want the absolute
Did he reference
implosion.
the ACC network loop? Did he reference that at all?
Didn't mention that.
So this is the West Virginia fans can be giddy.
You love a good cat fight that doesn't involve you,
yeah,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't the ACC push for an ACC football team?
Well, they should include Notre Dame as one of them.
Correct.
Well, Notre Dame won't join.
They schedule 5. Well, then
Hoppy,
get them out.
They play 24 frickin' sports in the ACC.
And
they
play 5 football
ACC
games
schools.
a year. They're as in as you can be in without being in. I get it.
How much money does the league make because they get to play Notre Dame in football?
Right.
That was the dumbest move of all time.
That's what I said. There's no doubt in my mind. They're poring over the contract right now to see how they get out of those 5 football games. They're busy saying screw you to everybody. That's coming next.
I love it.
Poor ACC.
Let this craziness take place. Everybody, fall to your face. Make it stupid. Make it bad. Make everyone unhappy. Good.
There is more. It's interesting that in college football, there is 10 times more chaos in college football than there is in all other sports.
Well, why? Well, why?
For a variety of reasons.
Yeah. Because there's no one that sits over the top of it. Everyone has their own constitution, their own rules. That's why.
Crazy.
It's wild, wild west. 3 guys before the game coming up. Textual Healing.
Mel, when's that first bowl game on? Because I can't wait to watch.
Next week.
Good.
We got bowl games. I think next
Tuesday.
Week. We got bowl games.
Last week on the show, our last episode, you talked about the Bowling Green tight end.
Harold Fannin.
What did he do last night, Hoppy?
I think he had 8 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? 3 guys before the game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. They specialize in helping folks get military benefits and in filing their Social Security claims. If it's you, someone in your family, someone that you know that needs help in this world, go with the people that do it every single day because they can guide you through what could be a bureaucratic maze. They've been doing it for years and years. It doesn't cost you a penny until they earn dollars for you. Contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law. Jan Dills, attorneys at law. 3 guys before the game is also brought to us by the only Honda Marine premium dealership in the state of West Virginia. It is Lou Wendell Marine Sales. They've got that beautiful new Honda McLaren racing motor. I think that would look good. A couple of props and a big ribbon on it. Put it underneath your Christmas tree, the McLaren racing motor from Honda. It's available at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Obviously, their whole deal is those pontoon boats as well. So they got the Honda, they got the G3 John boats, they got the whole thing. Avalon boats made 100% here in the United States. While it may be cold today, you know and I know. I was just thinking of this morning. We only have 13 more days for the days to stop getting shorter. At the 21st, right, we start counting in longer, and it's basically, it'll be bright sunshine about 8 o'clock at night, I think, on the 23rd of December, if I'm not mistaken. That clock works like that. It's getting better.
Right now it gets dark about 4 o'clock.
It gets shorter. It gets shorter every day until the 21st. But you can visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales, get yourself some Christmas gifts as well for the person that's a boater in your neighborhood.
Hey, one note here before you get to Textual Healing, since this is a live podcast, I want to make sure any live breaking news we report on as it's happening.
Yes,
first of all,
as it happens.
CBS Sports reporting, and not a surprise here necessarily, but looks like it's going to be out there. Jaheim White entering the transfer portal per CBS Sports.
Yeah.
Well, not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
How about Matt Campbell?
He entered the portal as well.
He did.
Yeah. Got a heck of a deal. Yeah, the conversations went on the last couple of days of last week over at Mountaineer Football for who there was going to be a place for and who there wasn't. And Rich Rodriguez talked about that on Friday. He said, I don't enjoy that. However, this is the world that we're living in.
Yeah.
And it's based upon what you will bring to the table.
If you want to be, that is the other side of revenue sharing. They deserve to be paid. We've all agreed on that. But if you want to live in a world where you're going to be paid based on performance, then you're going to be in a world where if you don't perform or there's other issues, you will not be paid. You'll be paid less or you'll go somewhere else. That is the other side of revenue sharing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia has upgraded. Jaheim White would not have been the starter next year. And it's like anything else, man. It's like, who's the best? You'll get paid the best. And if you're not, they'll have separation. It's okay. It's just the way the world works. They're just getting a good taste of it. That's how it goes. All right, time for Textual Healing. Textual Healing is brought to us by episode800.com. That's our website. That's where you can buy all of our Three Guys stuff. And I will let you know this, as I said, this is the, what is it, 8th? December 8th.
Yes.
You have to have your order in if you want it delivered by Christmas we guarantee shipment. We guarantee it's in your hand before Christmas if you order by the 14th.
So hurry. That's less than a week.
6 days, 7 days,
go.
6 days. 6 days from now. So check it out. Episode 800, we got all of our stuff, popcorn, coffee, apparel. And by the way, remember last week I brought out the Cole hymn frame.
Yeah, state of West Virginia.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There it is.
Black marble plaster, outline of the state of West Virginia there in the middle of it, and handmade Caribbean walnut frame. And we had a limited number of those, and they're gone.
Really?
Yeah, they all sold.
Wow.
Had 7. The artist could get 7.
Yeah.
Now he has put he will make another 15. They will be done and delivered by February 1.
Okay, is that AI generated?
I was going to say,
yes, they are.
I was going to say, get the artist back in there and make more.
He is.
Make more.
He is. Now, I love that one there. So they'll have those. There's going to be another 15 available. If you missed on the first route through, maybe it's a delayed Christmas gift or whatever it might be, but there are going to be 15 more made, and then they will be delivered by 1 February.
Excellent. Good job.
Check it out.
Enjoy them when you get those. By the way, can I show my favorite
Christmas? That's Christmas ornament.
We got these on the last episode. Can you see
Donuts.
that? Little bag of donuts.
Yeah, perfect.
Donuts. That's going to hang on a tree.
Now, that was from the Howe family.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you.
You got one too.
I got one too. Okay, preparing. We put up our tree last night, but waiting to hang the rest of the decorations until the family comes in. So, but that
so
is
the donuts will receive a hanging when the family
a
arrives.
prominent location. I'll text you.
This is not up on our tree yet, but personally, that's powdered sugar kind. I think those might be my favorite. As much as I like chocolate, I think the powdered sugar donuts might be my favorite.
That sugar is just like, it should probably be illegal. It tastes so smooth and good.
Yeah.
Texter, this
Available
is crazy.
at your local Go-Mart, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Only in West
Everybody knows
Virginia. Texter says only in West Virginia. Even Frosty the Snowman has a connection. The man
That's
behind
true.
the lyrics of Frosty the Snowman, Peter Cottontail, and Smokey the Bear is none other than West Virginian Jack Rollins. His song about a magical snowman coming to life and bringing holiday cheer can be heard almost everywhere this time of year. Jack grew up in Kaiser, West Virginia. Never fails. And with this weather, always a West Virginia connection. Busted me emotionally when he melted. First time I saw Frosty go down.
It was hard.
Hurt me as a young kid.
Rollins wrote the lyrics to Here Comes Peter Cottontail, Frosty the Snowman, and Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, you said Smokey the Bear?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
That's a first. Tony, Brad, and the Moroccan Snake Charmer. Not really a WVU question, but in the light of the coaching carousel, a lot of complaints about the calendar, hoping you could clarify who has or what entity has the capacity to make the calendar changes on coaching, interviews, and tampering. There's no way it's the paper tiger NCAA, right? Is it a conference, or could the CFP implement something? Because if it's up to individual schools or agents, it'll never happen. Just hear a lot of moaning, but no real solution, or who can implement a solution. Thanks, guys. Have a great holiday. Jason in Ahia.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, you're right on top of it, Jason. There isn't a body that can make a call. No one's listening. That's why we are where we are.
Recruiting goes on all the time.
Yeah. Texter, this is it. This is the one here. Thank you, gentlemen, for not scolding my wife, Jessica, for interrupting your pregame prep on Wednesday. I was not there to intervene, but she doesn't listen to me anyway. I heard she pitched a spin-off podcast, Two Guys and a WVU Librarian. We can workshop the name. Appreciate all you do. Let's go. So there's a lady, Hoppy.
Yeah.
She just kind of jumped right in there.
During the broadcast.
Whether or not we were on the air or not didn't seem to matter. She wanted a picture, and so there you go.
Got it in.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet her.
Great to see her.
Thanks for asking for a picture.
Yep. I will say this. I mean, most of the time I am amenable. Would that be the word, Hoppy?
You're very amenable.
No, most of the time I am.
Yes.
Like in those situations.
Yeah.
But like I will also say if it's the wrong time,
Mm-hmm.
it won't.
Well, let me say this for you. That I've been around you a lot, Tony, and you are very amenable to talking to people, being very gracious with your time. You are outstanding.
Here comes the other part of that.
You are outstanding. However, and that includes, at the broadcast location, but in fairness, and I'll say this on your behalf, in fairness, when you are doing the game, which is not easy to do, you're focused on when you're doing the game. That's a good time to leave you to do the game and wait till after the game to catch up with you.
That's a wonderful way to say that. That's a very nice way to say that.
Yeah. And look, that's not because you're a jerk. You're not at all. You're very amenable. It's just let you do your job.
Well, Doug, the security guard, I mean, I don't know what he's doing. What's he doing down the end? I mean, is he doing anything, Brad? Doug?
What? Why are you eyeballing me?
I think Doug should be out there running people off or something like
Doug
that.
does a tremendous job. I never have an issue. People are very nice.
Well, I know they are, but I mean, your role is a little bit different.
I think he just called you Quirky the Clown.
He did. No. Of all of us on the set that aren't doing anything during games, maybe that person should keep to themselves what different jobs entail. That would be my advice to you. As long as we're giving advice to each other, there's one of us up here that's not doing anything during a game. That person probably shouldn't tell the other two what goes on during a game and how hard or not hard it is. But thank you for your input.
Hi, guys. My name is Mike. I love your show. Listening to yesterday's episode, 4th of December.
You do a great job, by the way.
Don't start.
You don't do anything.
Don't start.
You read a text message. Basically, he said you don't do anything.
That's what he said.
That's not what I said.
You read a text
Guy
message.
that doesn't come in and do a job every day now telling me what I don't do on a daily basis.
Guy's retired, comes in with a scarf on.
Works once a week now telling everybody what they're doing for a job. Just did 4 events in 24 hours this weekend while you were sitting at home coughing, hacking a monkey up. I had to go to work because you got me with your monkey diaper on my head. I still had to go to work. You sat at home eating bonbons, wearing a damn scarf. You're going to tell me what I do on a daily basis?
He said you had a monkey on your head. Okay. bring it back in because this is a good one. You guys read a text from a guy who met Santa Claus, the WVU alum in Williamsburg, Virginia. I almost wrecked my car when I heard this. Santa is my dad.
Oh,
What?
gosh.
He's Gary Saunders, 85 years old, from Charleston originally. He was a pitcher for the late, great Steve Herrick between 60 and 62. I live in Wilmington, Delaware, bleed gold and blue. My wife and I fortunate to experience the backyard brawl this year. Amazing experience. Took me back to celebrating the 93 17-14 over Miami. Robert Walker scoring the winning touchdown. Eruption of the crowd. Unforgettable. Easy to remember. All of our heartbreaks. Nothing like the great victories. If you guys happen to make it down to Williamsburg before Christmas, say hello to good old Santa and my mother, Jeannie, who is Mrs. Claus. Plus my sister, Michelle, who lives there. Let's go, Mountaineers. There you go.
Is that
Santa.
That guy saying he knows Santa, who Santa is? Is that like you saying you know who the Mothman is? Kind of same thing there.
Well, that sounds like this is one of
supposed to
Santa's
say that.
helpers.
Yeah.
Marriott pronunciation. I work with the folks all over the state and appreciate all the different pronunciations of Kanawha and Fayette counties, Terra Alta, and what's that word, Hoppy?
I think it's just one go.
One go? Is that how you say it? One go.
I'm pretty sure.
Hurricane. He says hurricane is boring now. I've never heard of one go. Where is that? What county is
down
that?
south might be Mingo. Let me double check before I say
Guys, George from Mingo County, in-game text. Is it just the coverage or is it dark in the Charleston Coliseum now? It's literally so dark it's hard to watch. Well, they got those new seats. They're black.
Probably does make it a little darker with the seats. Those are nice seats, though.
Yeah, they really did a nice upgrade on the seats. Maybe they might want to upgrade the internet inside the Charleston Coliseum. Hadn't done a game there in 15 years. Guess what? Same internet. Fix it. Get a big OC3 in there. Pump some internet. Texter.
One go. It is one go, and it's in Pendleton County.
Pendleton. Three guys. The fellas on this hoops team look to me like they are giving great effort, but except for Huff, I have never seen so much hesitation to shoot it. When you got a wide open look created by the offense, you have to let it go.
Huff will shoot.
And if you're not trusted to shoot a shot created for you, then you probably shouldn't be out there. Hope Ross can find a way to make these guys comfortable on the court. Rob in Atlanta. P.S.
Working on it.
I still have faith in this team. I think we've got a variety of styles and depth, but it needs to start gelling and becoming more consistent sooner than later. Otherwise, we might get left out of the tourney again this year.
It's one of the great challenges. You know, you're 10 games into a season for guys that have not only not played together, but haven't played in the system that you're putting in place. It's just that's college basketball now. It's going to take some time for a lot of teams to come together. West Virginia, one of those right now.
Tommy Boy from Independence, I wanted to let you all know that I met someone who knows Homeless Dave very well. It's his daughter, Maddie. I met her at Morgantown Planet Fitness. I noticed she's wearing a Three Guys Before the Game shirt. I asked her if she was a fan of the show. She says, my dad is Homeless Dave. I said, no way. I introduced myself as Tom Barber, also known as Tommy Boy. I asked her if her dad is busy with the holiday season, and she said, extremely. Thanks for all you guys do.
The fact that she said her dad is Homeless Dave
It makes me giggle.
tells you it is now official.
One of the all-time worst nicknames.
Accurate.
Not accurate.
It kind of is. I mean,
No, it's not.
It's not.
got
It's not even
multiple-
remotely
He's
accurate.
got multiple homes.
Right.
It's not that he doesn't even have a home. He's got multiple homes.
he couldn't
You couldn't
answer the question.
understand.
Correct. Your inability to understand what was happening has led to a nickname that isn't even remotely close to what the guy
That's why it's funny.
does.
He couldn't answer the question, is all I'm saying. Hey, Tony, where do you live? Well, I live on Brad, where do you live?
Yeah, multiple places, multiple locations.
Well, he never even
you
got
took
to
that
that.
as none. There's a second answer to that. It could be multiple. You took it the wrong way.
Yeah. Need to be a better listener.
Busy worrying about your next question. You didn't listen to the answer.
That's probably true.
Texter, enough evidence now in from the basketball team. What early on looked like a team that might be able to gel and be okay just doesn't have enough offensive power or lockdown defensive players. Perhaps he's playing too many guys, needs to decide who can cut it, who can't. A few that played a lot can't cut it, and it's now obvious. Unless Hodge can figure out some things, it's going to be a long year. Need more guys to score, more to drive it to the rim. So what's the date? December 8th. So it took us until wait. It took us till December 8th for someone to write one that were just called him by his last name.
You know, I'll give you an unsolicited, obvious observation. I mean, you watch this team and you see talented guys. I mean, not just one guy or two guys. You see multiple talented guys. And Brad, I think to your point, it's just what is the rotation? When do they get used to things? I feel like it's going to come together, start at some point, right? Or am I just being...
There is talent. There is guys that get. There is coaches that understand what they're doing and are very good. It takes it. As Ross says it well, you're not just robots. You don't just go out and plug it in and get to produce the exact stats that you've produced other times. It is a work in progress. That's the only way you can keep describing it. It's a work in progress all the way around. Trying to figure out the system, trying to figure out each other, and then by the way, the opponents as well. Right? That matters too. Wake Forest did a nice job. They did a nice job in that one niche area that caused West Virginia some problems that got them a win.
Here's the deal. Yeah. They're going to get better as the season goes on. What's their ceiling? I don't know yet. I don't know how good they can be. Saturday, it's Steve Forbes' 6th year at Wake Forest. Yeah. I would hope he would have a team that's built in a program that's built to have like really good players. Mm-hmm. It's West Virginia's first year. You can't hurry the time. Reality of it. You got to go through it. Texter, guys, we couldn't make it down before the game, and you guys were busy with postgame, so we had to settle for a picture of you guys working. The kids want to meet the famous 3 guys from the podcast we listened to in the car, so we'll have to catch up in an event. Special shout-out to the boys from Princeton. They brought home their first football world's championship Saturday. Love the show. Kevin in Princeton, West Virginia. There's 2 little guys there.
A great season.
Yeah.
Aw.
See, they were respectful of your
They're
workspace.
very respectful.
Yeah.
Texter, now that we have 10 games into the season with 4 games with bigger programs, what's your over-under for Big 12 conference wins? 3 Cities CL says, how about 5.5?
Over.
There you go. Texter, WVU basketball is like opening a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump. You just don't know what you're going to get. Texter, to Notre Dame and their fans, I say payback is hell for being overranked in the polls, pampered by the media, receiving bowl invites you don't deserve, getting the benefit of controversial calls, and having an entitled and sometimes arrogant fan base. As Brad would say, I don't feel sorry for them. No one feels sorry for us when bad things happen to us. Signed Dr. Jeff in Charleston. P.S. Not going to a bowl game and pouting is passive aggressiveness. What there? There you have it.
What day, since I was wrong about Sunday, so what day are we going to be back this week?
Thursday. Right, Brad?
Thursday.
Oh, wait.
You got something Thursday?
They got me doing that thing at 1 on Thursday.
All right, we'll discuss later.
I can't do Friday.
See, this is exactly what happened to the Beatles. They just kept breaking apart. Paul wasn't available. George wasn't available. All of a sudden.
Well, sometimes you guys aren't available.
Hoppy, don't even start to get in a game of how many shows you've missed.
Well, that's actually,
don't even play that game. It'll be a bad.
I tell you what, I shouldn't have played that card.
Wrap it up.
That was the wrong card for me to play.
We'll be back sometime to preview West Virginia and Ohio State later this week. That's why it's important to subscribe. Isn't that right, Brad?
Just follow it. Yeah, it'll show up right in your feed.
All right, we're out. Oh, by the way, I forgot to give a shout. We'll do this next show. We got the meat.
Well, next show we'll hit it.
Next show we'll hit it. All right, we'll hit it next show. Promise. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by... That's exactly what Kirchhoff was wearing when that monkey went on top of his head. Look at your boy over there. You got a big... By GoMart, get a GoMart rewards card, download the app, start saving immediately on food and fuel. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By the King of Biscuits, Tudor's Biscuit World. Get a catering event. Start your day the homemade way with Tudor's Biscuits. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jandil's Attorneys at Law, they won't take no for an answer. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond the numbers. Special thanks to our producer, Mr. Jake. Back again later this week. Thanks for being a 3 Guys listener. We'll see you.